This is my second training session with Samba, trying to get a canter using long lines. And the first outing was not on camera, and that's a very good thing. It was pretty darn ugly. So we have lots of room for improvement. And there is a lot of improvement today. So here I'm asking her to canter again, and right off the bat she trips when she's right in front of the camera. So she starts going fast and rushing and getting worried about that. So I bring her back down, get a nice little trot going again, let her calm down. And I know there's a lot of tension in my shoulders here, but I'm really giving my hands forward as much as possible. So when she does break into the canter, I don't drag her back. I don't want to get in her way. I don't want to impede her forward motion. So, yeah, I know there's a lot of tension in my arms. I'm familiarizing her with this new round pen, which she's never been in before. It's a lot smaller than the regular one you've seen before in my videos. It's made of green livestock panels. The smaller size helps keep down her speed. In our first outing, she would explode into the canter and I would be running alongside of her trying to keep up, which had just made her run faster. So I'm also trying to get used to these long lines, which I'm not very good with.
Good girl.
This is a slow motion of the canter transition there. She throws her head a bit, but she did it. So I reel her back in and let her settle down and tell her that that was exactly what I wanted. And it looks like she's kind of proud of herself here. She's really eaten this up. And I was ready to just let her stand around and drink in success for a while longer, but she seemed to be ready to go again. So I put her on the circle again and and just let her walk around for a minute here, and then I ask her for a trot, and we see if we can get another good canter.
And trot. That's right. Good girl.
So I asked her for canter there, and she immediately tosses her head up when she hears that. And she started to rush off and get very tense. So I changed my mind. I pulled back. I asked her to just settle down and get calm again before we try again. So there she's just walking a little to calm down. And she goes back into a trot, which is pretty nice. And I'm urging her to canter again, and I'm really giving my hands so I don't hold her back.
Good girl.
And there she goes. She finally
Good
cantered.
girl. Oh. That's right. Yes. Come back here. Good girl. Yes, that was good. You did that.
And it's kind of the same deal in this direction. Her right side is her side that's more difficult for her to bend. And I knew it was going to be a little harder on this side to get her to break into a canter. But here I'm just doing the same thing. I've asked her to canter. She pins her ears a little bit. I'm urging her to canter. I don't feel like I can allow her to not canter because then I'm just teaching her to trot faster. But I don't make her canter every time I ask. If she's tense and uncomfortable, I ask her to slow down and calm down again before I ask again. So she's having a little bit of trouble here. Every time I urge her on, she gets tense. She'll toss her head. She'll just get real very quick. So I keep just telling her to calm down with my voice and bringing her back down to a nice little trot. And then I ask again.
Good girl. Good girl. Oh. You think you can get it good this time?
No, I should have just quit there when she did it once. But I I don't know. I felt like I needed to get another one out of her just to reinforce that since it had taken her a few turns and a lot of urging to break into a canter. I felt like I needed to try again. And this time she has even more trouble, but we'll take a look at that. To ask her to canter, I'm kind of giving her a little tap on the top of her butt with the lunge whip, and I just say canter. And she tosses her head, she pins her ears, she knows I'm asking for the canter, but she's just a little reluctant to step into it, and she's not balanced enough to do it, and I'm probably not even asking correctly. So she's having some trouble here. So she kind of falls into it. Her butt comes toward me, her head goes up in the air, she almost rears, and so after that, I didn't ask her anymore. That's kind of the end of the training session. I just settled her down and say thank you for trying so hard and good girl.